Alright, we're going to get started today and we're going to install NinjaTrader on a VPS, followed by installing the DTB system on that same VPS for futures trading. So we'll go ahead and get started and open up the VPS. And what we've got is a pretty empty desktop, empty recycle bin. If you look at our downloads folder, we've got nothing. Documents, the only thing in my documents folder is Lightshot, which is a screen capture program I use. So we're going to just jump right into this. First thing we have to do is install NinjaTrader. So we're just going to we're logged into NinjaTrader already, and we go to the downloads, and normally I would be downloading the latest release, version 8.1.6.0, but I've got a couple vendors I use where I need to stay in the prior release of 8.1.5.2. So we're going to go ahead and download that. Start the download. Download is done. It's in our downloads file. NinjaTrader install previous. So we're just going to go ahead and start the install at this time. Double click on that. And we're going to just toggle right through. Most of them will be default settings. I'm going to change one. Location we'll leave as default. Did I jump a screen? Okay, I'm going to change my background to slate gray. I'm not going to use the default. And do the install. It's a very quick install. Done. Finish it. You notice it's sitting right here. First thing I'm going to do is put it, pin it to the taskbar down here. And we don't really need this anymore. I do keep a pretty clean machine. And so we're going to go ahead and start NinjaTrader. Enter your username and password for the first setup, first install, first running of the program, I guess. It is a live account. Let it think a bit. It's not done yet. NinjaTrader is loading a default workspace, which we're going to get rid of. Maybe. There we go. All right. It loads a default workspace, default futures. I'm going to immediately create a new workspace called Untitled. We're going to save it. Save it again. Okay, we're set. Now when we install NinjaTrader, we're just going to come up with a blank screen. Couple of changes that need to happen immediately if you have more than one account, or if you're trading prop firm accounts. If you go to connections and look, it loaded my live connection, and I've got the playback and simulation, but I have no way to add new accounts. So the first thing we do is go to Tools, Settings, General, and I'm going to click Multi-Provider and apply. It's going to ask me to restart NinjaTrader. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect. And restart. Yes, I'll save the... Okay, now I'm going to restart NinjaTrader again. And it saved my username this time. Older versions would also save your password, but they've stopped that. All right, connections. You notice now I can configure connections. And moving forward, there's a couple things I need to do, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the screen for a minute, pause the recording, while I take this live account and re-enter it as my... Well, let's just do that now. I can do that without problems. I'm going to configure, and this one is NinjaTrader. I add NinjaTrader. What do I want to call it? Well, NinjaTrader's trading. It'll always be referred to with my initials. I want it to log in on startup and add my username, password, and it is a live account, so we'll change this to live, apply, OK. So now we've got it here. Go ahead and restart like they ask. I don't think you really have to restart on that change, but we'll go ahead and do it. All right, now you'll notice it logs in with my account here. And that did something else. If you'd go look at the accounts, you would see there's a SIM account there too. That's going to be important in the future. And that's it for NinjaTrader. It's set up, it's ready to trade. You can go create a new chart, and off you go. You're ready to do how you happen to like to trade. So that'll conclude that portion. But now I want to install the DTB system, DTB traders. So here's what I'll be installing. This right here is the DTB system, which is what we'll be installing. So we go to DTB traders, and one of the first things you do when you get you sign up, you need to send Jason your machine ID, but he wants it in a particular format. So please complete the above. So we're going to follow these instructors. In vendor name, we're going to enter DTB traders, and then we're going to send him. He asks us to put in our machine number, and here user defined ID, he wants your first name. So we'll go ahead and do that. Help, third-party licensing, DTB traders, and your first name. You submit that information. It makes an entry into your NinjaTrader. And this is what you want to send to Jason for your licensing. So we'll go ahead and close that. That part is done. Now we start the download. You'll be sent some information on how to get the setup information. Um, and one of the first things they do is tell you to go to the Discord and sign up. So we're going to go to the DTB Traders Discord, and once you're signed up, there's some locked files that you can't see unless you're signed up. Instructions will send you to the DTB setup installation script. So to get that, we go here in the top of the screen. If you just click, there we go. It's going to download this file. And this is a file you'll use quite often. Why is it, oh, why is it giving me, that's new. That's the first I've ever seen that happen. I'm going to do this again. I don't know what the heck it did. All right, we're going to download this script. All right, if you notice on the script, you get a warning here. Windows, this script is an exe file, so Windows will not let you download it without some checks. So you go to your three dots over there, say you want to keep the file, gives you another warning. Cancel or delete or report this ad as safe. This is useless. That's microfud. It's a button they give you to click that doesn't do anything. So we drop this down and say keep it anyway. So now the file will have downloaded. Close that out. That's got to be something to do with this name shortening. So we go here and you see the file is now sitting here ready to use. First thing I'm going to do is move it to my desktop. So I've got the file on my desktop now. I'm going to close NinjaTrader. And I'm going to run this file. I'm going to do that again. I just didn't walk you through exactly what I just did. All right. I'm going to run the file again. When you sign in, you need to pick your user. Some machines will have multiple users here. If you're in your household and there, a lot of people use the machine. This one, I log in as administrator, and that's what I run NinjaTrader under. So I want to pick number 1. You pick the associated number. The first time you set up the DTB system, you want to choose number 7. It's first time setup instructions. So you'll pick that, and it pretends to delete. It doesn't really delete anything because there's nothing there yet. It downloads a zip file, expands that zip file, puts several files onto your system, and now you're ready for the next steps. Notice it put a file on your desktop. You open it up, you see these folders. The documents, if you remember, we just had Lightshot in there. Now we've got NinjaTrader 8, which NinjaTrader added, and a backup file which NinjaTrader added. But if we go in here, most of these are NinjaTrader files needed. But DTB has added DTB assemblies, DTB traders, and if you go to the workstations, he's added several workstations. When they have files, all DTB files end in DTB T100. It's what he uses for the script file to run. So when you start some scripts with the script file, it will go in and erase all those each time and replace them with updated files. It's pretty nice because DTB Traders is located in Australia, and if I'm playing the New York system session during the day, if Jason has been working what would be my overnight and has updated templates or updated strategies or just tweaked a few things, every time I run that program, I will get the new files. One of the key ones here, if you go to DTB Traders, you get some information. There's a Start Here file. We're going to click that one. Your first file is Start Here, First Steps for the Setup. We just went and covered some of those because you have to cover these steps, the first steps, before you get to this file. But we open this file up, and let me get up to the top of the file. It opens a PDF support document, welcome to DTB Traders, and some instructions for you to go through. And these are very important. There are a couple steps in here. If you don't do them, the NinjaTrader itself won't trade correctly. NinjaTrader gives you settings that aren't optimized for the best use of the system as default. So when we go through here, we'll make some changes. So once you do it, you know, we've done this. We've done step 2. We haven't read it, but there's a risk disclosure in there he wants you to read. Tells you how risky futures trading is and all the risk involved with it. And our next step he wants us to do is import the latest assembly. The assemblies are always within NinjaTrader right here, DTB assemblies. The latest assembly is the 6th September of 2025. Today is October 4th, so that's the latest assembly. Today's a Saturday. We may or may not have a new assembly today released. Jason's pretty good about when he releases them. They're released on a Friday or a Saturday, so we can use time to make some adjustments to any strategies. So we're going to go ahead and start NinjaTrader again. But there's one thing is not in here that we have to do. So we're going to go back to the NinjaTrader, and I make a habit of always using the scripts file to start NinjaTrader, just because it gives me all the updates. So I'm going to start it again, and again my username, I add that, but we ran the first time setup. Now we have to update the DTB templates. Number 4 is what you normally use. You run number 4 with NinjaTrader shut down. It will update all the templates. It'll scrub the database, meaning just do a quick cleanse of it, get rid of any junk. It'll launch NinjaTrader in high resource priority. So we're going to go ahead and do that. 4. Again, It deletes all the DTB files, downloads the zip file, expands the zip file, and then starts the system again. Go ahead and log in. Now we go back to step 4. In NinjaTrader, go to Tools, Import NinjaScript Add-on, and navigate to your Documents Assemblies. So we're going to Tools, Import NinjaScript Add-on, and we're going to go to DTB Assemblies, and we're going to pick the first assembly, the latest, which is 6 September. Go ahead and open it up. Yeah, this is a typical warning telling you your add-ons can be dangerous. Yes, and then we're going to get one more. It requires that you shut down and restart, and this is only on this first one because he added another licensing system. So we're going to go ahead and follow those instructions. We're going to log out, save that, and I'm going to go ahead and start it again right away. Did I click it twice? No. Okay. 1 and 4. Deleted everything, downloads the zip file, expands it, log back in, and we're going to be asked to enter a license code. DTB license, it's asking us to validate the license number. We're going to enter it. It's right now everybody has the same license code. It's DTB. You validate the license. Done. And if you notice, it's there, validated. And if you go to the NinjaTrader setting, where's it at? Oh, it's back here. Your license is now put here. So now we're ready to move on with the setup. We added those, and there's a couple more that he provides. If you look at the assemblies, he also provides a short, this is a really cool little tool that makes documenting items on your chart easier. And the Ninja Rinko bars, he says they're optional. They're not optional. They're used in a lot of the strategies and indicators, so you pretty much have to load those. So we're going to go ahead and load these quickly. So we go right back to Tools, Import, NinjaScript Add-on. First one I'll do is the Rinko bars, because the shortcut toolbars will require a reboot. Let's get rid of that message. Okay, that one's done. Now we'll load the shortcut bars, and this one will require a restart. Import NinjaScript Add-on, the shortcut bar. Yes. Yes. One more time. Yes. Okay, so we have to restart for that one to take effect. Yes, we'll save untitled. I always save it. So I just went through all that and you guys didn't see the screen. I forgot to change my screen. But I think you get what I just did. all that I did was just install those two. And then we start NinjaTrader again. We did step 7 and import other assemblies. We just did that. The final step we already did. That's kind of, this should be number 1. It's a prerequisite to even get the system to be able to download the system. So that really, number 9 probably should be used to number 1. And then we go to, this is where we actually set up the system like we want. So we're going to go to Tools, Options, General, which now is named Tools, Setup, General. And I'm going to widen this so we can see it as we do everything. NinjaTrader, why they won't let you do anything with dialog box open. General. So here we are. And we go back to the top middle. I'm going to go ahead and move this around so we can see them together. I don't want to keep bouncing back and forth. We'll just drag this one down here. So we're going to go to Tools, Settings, General. And this is, if you remember, when I installed NinjaTrader, I chose slate gray, and this is the reason. DTB traders, Jason, go through a lot of trouble for colors. And if you have a white background, there's a lot of stuff you won't see. If you have a too dark of a background, there's things you won't see. Slate gray is about the best one. The time zone must be set to 0500 Eastern Standard Time, UTC 05, 5 hours back from GMT. So it's 05 minus 5 on Eastern Time, US, Canada. And then I happen to use sounds because I'll be away from my computer quite often while it's trading. And I just want to be able to hear what's going on. So I leave the sounds on. But he gives you the screen. Here's what it's supposed to look like. We're going to uncheck this. We're going to make all these match. English, that's checked. We come down here. Multi-provider is not in this because this was taken from an older version. We don't want to reopen the documents, and I need to pause for a moment. All right, we're back. Had a call I had to take. Shared services and everything below it's checked. Slate gray, the time, and this. So now we roll down to the next setting. Make sure I got them all since I was interrupted. English, yes. Multi-provider, yes. Yes, yes. Okay, everything's right there. We go down to trading. So we just scroll down here to the trading settings. We definitely want confirm order placement turned off. Be kind of rough to run strategies with that turned on. Use last price for P&L. Here's where I do deviate because I use prop firm accounts in additional to my personal NinjaTrader account and IBK account. I don't want the color changing when I'm running sim counts, so I just leave that as transparent or set that to transparent and not the slate gray. And then we come down to strategies. That's a new entry, so it's not included here, but it's not checkable. All four of these boxes are checked. We want to cancel orders when a strategy is disabled. I mean, if you stop your strategy, you certainly want any orders, and you want to exit orders. You want to cancel your entries and exits. This is a new one. I put it to never because otherwise I get alerts on everything that happens that NinjaTrader perceives as an error. And then we want to change the on connection loss. If you lose your connection, we want to keep the strategies running. If you've used NinjaTrader for a while, you know you hear this, oh, connection lost, and it could be 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 milliseconds later, it reconnects. Well, when those happen, we don't want everything shutting down. We just want to run right through those. So we'll just keep that as keep running. Then we move down to automated trading interface. Come down here. We want to pick sim as our default account. When you open a strategy, it will always default to sim 1 now. It's pretty good because you get busy sometimes. You'll open a strategy, start it to play with it, and not realize you're in your live account. The rest of these stay. I don't use TradeStation, so the rest of these really don't apply. The next one is probably the most important settings. We come down here. These didn't used to, but now they're defaulted to none, which is what DTB traders wants them set at. And then under historical, first two check, uncheck, check. This is the important one right here. To trade properly using strategies, you need to have merge non-back adjusted selected. Period. This has to be done. And auto subscribe to instruments, yes. And that pretty much ends the setup. We can apply all those, say OK. And one thing we want to do now is, because I uploaded a previous version of NinjaTrader, all of the equities are going to have the wrong date. So in the previous version, they all were defaulted to September 2025. I'm just going to update everything. We're going to roll them all over. Yes. Okay, everything's rolled. Now, since I made those changes, I'm just going to go ahead and reboot, get a clean startup. So we're going to go 1, 4, let it update everything. Go ahead and log in. we're done. NinjaTrader is ready to go with the DTB system. You can look at some of the, let's take a peek at a workstation or a workspace. Jason, remember we had the default workspace, which we don't use, and Untitled, which I created. Then he has provided several others. You notice how they all end in DTBT 100. That's done for a reason. As he updates everything like the game plan, he will put out a new game plan tomorrow morning or this afternoon. So when I run the 1 and 4, I will automatically have the new updated plan. But we can look at an indicator sample, and I think this is still going to upload with, yeah. Of course we want to roll them. Hey, come back here. Why did you do that to me? All right. I want to roll that, yes, because that workspace, everything was the old contracts. So we'll just bring this open a little bit here so you can see it a little better. These are just samples. This is still loading. We're loading a whole lot of information here. All these different ones. But if you go through it, you can see pretty much a lot of the different, he doesn't cover them all here, but a lot of the different things. This chart right here is where I spend 100% of my time when I'm discretionary trading. And I only make one, really, I make one change on this. You've got your different signals, and this one right here, I will change it. You come in here to your indicators, and I will always change the trend following, which is this bar here, these colored waves. I'm using a 2020 chart, and I like faster response. In fact, 18, 20. I'm going to go ahead and change this to 18, and you'll notice how fast the bar changes. The rest of them I pretty much leave. And you see the differences. You get a little faster reaction time here, and I want the momentum bar or line right here following this one a little more close. So when you see things like this, is pretty obvious, you know, up, and you know we got a bar climbing up, so you know where you should be trading. Here you see it come down, and then it started turning blue, and then you've got this line here dropping, so you absolutely want to be short. I don't see how you can make discretionary trading any easier. So we're going to go ahead and close that workspace. I'm not going to save it because of what the way it is. But that's pretty much it. That's a complete install of the NinjaTrader and the DTB system. So I guess I'll see you on the next video, and happy trading.